Hello, good evening, welcome once again. It's Gilles Peterson here on BBC Radio 1. This week I have a return special guest. It's a real pleasure to do a back-to-back with Thom Yorke, the man from Radiohead. Find out what he's been listening to over the last year or so, or what he's particularly listening to at the moment, what he's been listening to at home, what they're listening to in the Radiohead office, and also to delve into the brand new remixes that have come out of the latest LP. There's an exclusive mix coming up a little bit later on from Jamie XX, not being heard by anybody anywhere in the world apart from Thom and the people in the office. So make sure you stay in tune with us. By the way, there's a few dodgy words in the next couple of hours, so if that's not your thing, switch over. You know what to do. But if you're into an open-minded lyrical exchange, keep it locked here on BBC Radio 1 and get set for some great music. We're going to start off with a couple of tunes, and don't forget there's a track list available at bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. So, okay, when was the last time we did this? A year and a half? More than a year? More than a year.
It was the winter.
It was definitely cold.
It wasn't... Was it the winter? Was it this winter? Hang on, yeah,
no,
it was winter, isn't it?
Winter.
Or was it the winter before?
It's been a year and a half.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless it was a really cold, yeah.
It was whatever that winter was that you couldn't get down the road.
And we're about as disorganised as we were last time.
What do you mean?
Well, it's difficult to kind of be too sort of specific, isn't it?
I mean, I can't help the fact that the BBC's not up with current technology.
But still, you've got... How many songs have you got? You got a short list of 60 here.
Well, you know. I want to, sell myself short, innit? And you won't let me plug my computer in, so...
We got old and new, quite a lot of new, and I want to actually go through all these amazing remixes you've done.
Yeah, well, that's probably why we're really here.
Well, I don't know, is it? Are we
not really.
hyping anything in particular?
Well,
you haven't even got a release date for this thing, have you?
Well,
no one knows anyway. With you guys, you just drop it on.
No, we're trying to break that habit. Actually,
yeah,
it's a bit of a bad habit. You know, so the novelty starts wearing off.
Look at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Hey?
What?
Well, you know. that got out of the bag pretty quick.
Yeah, thanks to the sun.
So how many remixes have you done?
Should we count, shall we? It was supposed to be a few, and then I just sort of carried on doing it.
So 16? 20?
Yeah, something like that. 17. It's
and
cool,
is that how many actually got done?
There was a few that didn't work out.
Right.
Not that many, though, surprisingly.
All taken from Kings of Limbs?
Well, yes, in various mutations thereof.
If you're one of those lucky recipients of the Masters, or what are they? What does the remixer receive to work one of your songs? Do they get the full skaboodle?
They get a slightly edited version. I mean, you don't want all that arguing and the swearing and the pot throwing, obviously.
But that does exist somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, not really. Yeah, and the first one was the Caribou one, little by little. And that was the first one that came in, bless him. And you thought, wow, we're onto something here.
Should we just, should we kick off for that?
Yeah, why not?
Hey.
Hey.
Thom Yorke, check it out.
Anyone think you're not taking this seriously?
That's a good start, Caribou.
Yeah.
Really good start. Kieran Hebden, I was a bit unaware of them actually until the third album. It was Kieran Hebden who said you got to go and see them because they did a little show in London somewhere. I think it was at Heaven, and he said the show's really great. And a bunch of friends of mine in France were mad about them as well. So where was I?
Yeah, I think probably the last person in our band to get into them. So there you go. I don't know. Anything except what Kieran told me. They played after us at Glastonbury and they were great, and I was extremely impressed because, well, I wanted to meet him anyway and hung around after we'd packed up, and he turns up with sandals and brown socks in the middle of Glastonbury when everyone else is caked in mud. I was extremely impressed, so he has my lifetime respect just for that.
Yeah,
as well as, of course, his genius music.
So yeah. That was a great remix as well.
Really good.
Different. Do you get a chance to hear these tracks? I mean, obviously they've just been done, so you probably wouldn't have done. But you know, in a way, you need to hear them in their full glory in a party kind of thing on a good sound system.
Yeah, I mean, I it's funny because a lot of this I don't have to do that. I mean, you know, maybe there's always a party going on in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But no, I mean, to me this works on all sorts of levels. I'll get me coat, shall I?
Alright, let's play another remix by Caribou. Yeah, this remix here is really great, I think. It's a remix for Virgo 4, Tom. I don't know if you've heard it.
No, I've not heard this.
It's, yeah, this one. You're currently listening to Gilles Peterson with Thom Yorke. We're back to back here on BBC Radio 1. Lou Kid.
Yeah.
South London. I thought
Apparently.
like you. It was
sounded American to me.
More California. What's that club you played out there?
Low End Theory.
Low End Theory.
Yeah.
How was that?
I did it twice. First time they announced it, and I hadn't slept for like 3 days. I was having a bad insomnia thing, and Flying Lotus had arranged it, and I sort of tried to bail out on it. He sent me sent me a picture of the queue outside. And I better not, because there's going to be a riot. And it was great. It was really
you were
good.
trying to bail out on a gig like an hour before you were meant to be on.
You know what? I didn't think it was a big deal, and then it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It's a great play.
Legendary. Yeah, that's on a Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done it since.
I have, and last I did it back to back with Flying Lotus. The first tune he played, I just what is this? Because the beat is Code 9, and the beat is just it's just one of those beats where you're just seething jealous. So good.
What I thought we could do, actually, I'm sort of already I'm dominating the back-to-back.
No, you should.
So I think we should kind of go back to some of these remixes of the King of Limbs
That's
album.
a good idea.
Because there's a bunch I haven't heard, and there's a few that nobody's heard here, right? We've got a few super exclusives on there. So we're going to keep kind of referencing back to that. But when we did our show a couple of years ago, I did look back at the track listing. It was really great because we went right across the board, and it was, you know, a nice journey. So
this one, this is what now this is Jaipal.
Yeah, Jaipal.
He with extraordinary hair.
Yeah. And only one song.
Yeah, but you know, it's good. And there's I mean, he's doing like some really wicked technical voice things which just sound brilliant to me, like the nice end of a lot of shit vocal effects that are going on at the moment. He's doing it the right way around to me. And the lyrics are totally brilliant. Like Venom sung in a falsetto voice, which obviously would appeal to me.
It's so great in life when you can find something from years ago. This is more than 50 years old, this thing, and I kind of pride myself on my collection of old music. But when you get this singer that I never heard, I don't think anybody's heard of him since, Frank Minion, doing a Miles Davis classic in a different way with the band, with Bill Evans on piano.
Yeah. I like those. It's really dark. The harmonies are really dark on that, man. It's nice.
Thank God for old records.
Speaking of which, yeah, as we're on the jazz tip, there's this Duke Ellington tune. I got been getting into Duke Ellington. Not really. It was actually Flea that turned me on to Duke Ellington, bizarrely. And there's this live at Newport record, and there's this one tune. It's Skin Deep, which is a classic, but he gives the drummer some. And I play it to my son Noah, who's 10 and a budding drummer.
Yeah.
It's like, man, if you ever get this good, it gives me goosebumps every time. So this is from the bit with the breakdown, and just listen to the crowd because they're totally out of control, man. They're so excited, and they can't keep them quiet in between the tunes. So when it breaks down, they just start going nuts. And then when just listen to the solo and how it develops. And there's some rhythms in this solo that are just so modern, man. It's crazy. Anyway,
phenomenal.
Sam Woodyard was the drummer, I think. Because you're asking.
He said it 3 times. Duke Ellington.
That's amazing, man. It's a bit indulgent, but man, I love it.
At Glastonbury, you played with 2 drummers. That was departure.
Absolutely. It was, well, we couldn't figure out how to do all our rhythms and stuff. It was kind of impossible with one pair of hands. So, and none of us are good enough drummers to get away with anything, really. So It was great, actually. It's been a really good energy boost to have someone else come in, you know.
Clive Deamer.
Yeah, Clive Deamer. First time we saw him was playing with Ronnie Size. And anyone, you know, like first human drum and bass guy.
Yeah.
And plays with Portishead as well.
Phenomenal. You know what? I wouldn't mind continuing in that sort of where that track ended.
Yeah.
In terms of the sort of dark horn ending. There's a great track which Kieran Hebden's just done a little edit of, which I think we should play right now. It's a tribute to Steve Reed, the drummer, and it's a track which Steve Reed recorded called Lions of Judah, and this is a new sort of version with vocals. Check it. So that is Kieran Hebden, Fortet re-edit for Emanative, Ahmed Abdullah on the vocals, and Lions of Judah. And this is Thom Yorke with Gilles Peterson with Thom Yorke. You alright, Tom?
Yeah, man, that was nice. That was satisfying.
Yeah. Coming out soon. What you got?
Coming out soon. In fact, I've got to check that I can play this, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Is Anstam. You know Anstam? I was out with Mo Selector in Berlin recently, and they played me this. I love it.
What? You got to give me more information about this track, Tom.
Yeah, if I had some, I would.
Really?
I just
little secret weapon.
Yes. It's Anstam. He's I think he's an art student from Berlin or something. Oh man, if I get that wrong, I'm in so much trouble.
Mode Selector Connection.
Kill me. Yeah.
Right. So, Berlin. Did you get to Berlin?
Well, that was it. I mean, normally I'm just doing gigs and stuff. That was the first time I wasn't, and I was with Mode Selector Boys for a couple of days. It was really interesting, really nice, and they kind of know everybody. So it's this massive 48-hour saturation period. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a late night city.
Tell me about it.
I think you need to go to that Berghain club. I think I'd love to hear you playing there. Actually, that would be. I played there for the first time the other day, and it blew my mind. Great club. Yeah, great crowd. Maybe
I should do that then.
Yeah, a bit of that needed. Let's get back onto the remixes. So, just a bit of deeper info on it.
Okay.
We've heard about it. There's a few vinyls floating about.
Yeah.
What's the plan? Is there a plan?
There is actually, amazingly, a plan. We're going to put them all together, and they're coming out in October as a whole thing, and it's about 17, and it actually kind of holds together bizarrely. It feels really good. It felt like the whole project had a really good feeling to it from start to finish, so I'm really kind of proud of it.
All that nice packaging and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and all that, but you know, just the excitement of having it all spreading out like this. I mean, the one we're going to play now, this Mark Pritchard mix, I mean, you know, when it first came in, I was like, what the hell? And I love it. It's one of my favourites. It's just, it's from another place, definitely.
Wow. He always comes up with something different.
Yeah, he's amazingly prolific and loads of different styles, and he just knows his shit. He's great. I shouldn't say it, so. Yeah. So you saying he's a West Country boy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Up there with, out there, Global Underground, Tom Middleton, Aphex Twin, that generation.
I did not know that.
Now living in Melbourne, or is it in Sydney? Yeah, with SpaceX. Big up Africa High Tech. Lots of stuff going on with them. They're going to be doing some more shows, I think, back here in the UK very soon.
So that was a remix of Bloom, in case you didn't spot it. But it is there. Yeah. And it's beautiful.
By the way, are there instrumental versions of all these tracks?
Not really, no, not unless you go and like tie down one of the remixes and get them to give them to you. Right.
So you can go and do it.
You can do that if you like.
You can go and
beat up Kieran or something.
You can do a PA tour.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Sing the vocals. Should we go juke?
Times get hard.
Where do you want to? Where should we go?
I mean, you know, this whole juke thing. I sense that you're slightly cynical about it, or not. I don't know.
It's difficult. I mean, in a way, it's happy hardcore.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
No, it's got strange memories to me. But then on the other hand, you play a track like Out in the Streets, which is the kind of Mark Pritchard twist on it, and it's just the biggest track at the dance. If you're a DJ and you see that energy, what is it, 150, 155 BPM?
At least. I mean, yeah. I mean, this tune I like because because it's just the sound of the 808. I'm a sucker for 808s, and this one's really good. DJ Sluggo. This tune, I drive my, anybody I know really, insane with this tune. I love it. It's so brutal. It's called Juke Me From The Back Low.
This is a special edition. Thom Yorke and GP. Well, we did a few in a row there.
We did.
A few in a row. That was great, the Juke track.
Juke From The Back Low.
Yeah. What's that about? It's crazy.
We were going to play something else, but it did go a little bit.
That was really, happy hardcore scariness he put on, and we had to take it off.
I didn't hear too much Juke when I was in Chicago recently. I was in the wrong club for that. But it is all over the place. And it was good, actually, hearing that. I think that's one really nice part of the new Machine Drum album, that kind of the way he touches that, and he just uses all those different rhythms.
It's definitely spreading around.
Yeah, and people are getting used to it, which makes it easier. And then it was a track which I keep going back to, which is an old sort of drum track which I thought you'd like, which is the Barry Miles track, which somehow goes with Feral.
Yeah.
From the album. My favourite track. Do you have one?
No, I've heard it too much to have a favourite.
The whole album?
Yes.
Well, you're going to have to tour it.
I like playing, actually, I was going to say, at the moment, I love playing Bloom live, is that, that was always the big challenge, and it's really good fun that we actually nailed, getting there anyway. Early days, but we're getting there.
So I made the mistake a couple of weeks ago to ask people if they wanted to, they had questions for you. Ridiculous amount of response, so I'm not going to go through each one individually, but the one question that I was asked the most was the touring situation, because
alright, yeah.
So what's the game?
We're trying to sort of figure it out, but the idea is to go and play next year, from on and off during the year, because we did get a massive buzz out of our first gig at Glastonbury, even though it was a bit of a bit chaotic.
I wish I'd have been there for that.
It was, if you're lucky enough to see it, it would have been worth it. If you were just stuck in a muddy field in the pouring rain, it might not have been. But anyway, we got a big buzz out of it, and it's a sort of nice energy, really. So we want to sort of, it feels like a good idea now we've figured out how to play it, to go and do it in front of people for a bit. As one does. It's what we do,
It's a massive
make it real
undertaking for you to go on a world tour. Can you break it up so easily as that?
We just don't do the world tour in the sense that in that sense, we go and play places and then we come home, but it's not. It is big. It's a big machine, but we try and keep it as small as we can, really, just for our own sanity. I do find it difficult. It's not something I jump at easily.
I cannot wait. I miss the Glastonbury, so I can't wait.
There will be some more, I'm sure, with Clive,
Look forward to it. So that was also a remix that we played of Feral, which was Lone, which is out on vinyl. That one is one of the early ones, right?
Yeah, I just came in and we said, yes, that's it. That's what we thought, and it was great. I love it. It went down, we played at Plastic People and it went down really well, so that was encouraging.
How did you find it in there? How did you find the sound and all that stuff?
It was loud, man. So loud, shit, man. I'm old, like 4:30 in the morning. We're coming out into the dawn, and what I was most impressed about, right? I don't do this much, and there was like a fresh load of people coming in the club at 3 a.m. I was really impressed with that. Some people are left because they're tired, and some more people turned up because, I don't know. It shuts at 4:30, you get kicked out into the open dawn. It was a little bit much for an old man, to be honest. So I just hate to admit it, but it was great fun, but full on for me.
Let's hear some Julia
I shouldn't
Bashmore.
admit any of that. I should pretend that. Yeah, it was sweet, man. Nice. It's just messed with my mind completely. Kieran said, "Don't worry, it'll be fine."
I mean, there are so many of these producers every week. There's loads. I mean, Julia Bashmore's been popping about for a little while, and what is it about that you like so much about that?
Oh, I don't know. It I like it because it's dark, and it's beautifully simple. I don't know. I really can't figure it out. I mean, XL actually was Richard and Ben who turned me onto that. Said Julio.
It's interesting that you are supporting this music so much, and people are.
Is that a good thing or not? You see, because we got halfway, I got into it, got like a few tracks in, and I started thinking, oh my god, everyone's going to think, I'm just trying to delve, go and suck the young blood or whatever. But that really wasn't what it's about to me at all.
Well, you've been doing it as Radiohead for
exactly, yeah. It's just at this particular moment, there's just a really nice cluster of things in my head. Although, a friend of mine was saying it's a shame you didn't do some more, like less beat-orientated ones, and I was, William Basinski, who does all the tape loop stuff. I'd love to get him to do something, things like that, like a bit more freeform, a bit more, non-beat orientated in the future. But, this was just, it had its own particular little momentum sort of thing, and it was really just a good, as I said before, a good feeling.
What about your project with Flea and that collective?
Flea, Joey, Mauro and Nigel. I don't know how much people know. So sort of got this band together, Atoms for Peace, we called ourselves. And it was like initially for fun, really, just for the crack, like to work out how to play all the Eraser stuff. And I don't know, it sort of sparked something off. It was really exciting. We did a couple of shows and then got back together and did like a couple of weeks on a little tour around the US and did a gig in Japan as well. And it had really good energy to it, and it was really interesting sort of translating the beats into a live performance, And so we ended up at the end of that just getting into the studio and just generating some more beats and stuff based around things I had already. And so it's sort of, there's something brewing at the moment which is sort of like a step on from the Eraser, and includes all that energy that we got from forming the band, and they're on it in various different guises and bits and pieces. And so I'm just finishing that at Nigel at the moment, which and that's, I don't know when exactly it's coming out, but that's something we've really been excited about for a while, and it's sort of ongoing as well. And it's just a different place for me to vent my whatever.
So that's going to be songs, the full thing.
That's yeah. It's not absolutely. Yeah, it's an album in a sense of the Eraser sort of was an album.
I've also been getting quite a lot of people asking, I'm curious about this actually, got any good book tips for us at the moment?
Hans Verlader, you know that book? Alone in Berlin? Hans Verlader, man, that book is genius. Absolutely genius. It's all about this couple during the Second World War in Berlin who just started leaving postcards, anti-Hitler postcards everywhere. And it was written straight after the war, and you get this total sense of, that idea of being in a country where the morons have taken over. The bullies, the selfish gits, everybody that normally, middle management suddenly are in charge and they're beating you up. And how a country can just fall so quickly for, be tricked into it, that thing. So, it's an amazing book, really fantastic. I mean, I think it's like a bestseller, amazingly, like after how many years? So I'm reading another one of his now.
I want to hear 2 or 3 just way out tracks from you, because I haven't heard them. I mean, I've heard some way out sort of electronic and dance music and stuff like that. Have you got anything that I've never heard?
What flavour do you fancy, man?
Something a little live, music instruments.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Anything with instruments?
Hang on a minute. What about a bit of like Latin stuff, like bossa nova? Actually,
yeah, you think so?
Yeah, was that a bit too? A bit yeah.
It's a bit sort of Gilles Peterson.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't that, would you? Right then, we'll do that.
I'm just going through biannual Brazilian phase at the moment. Every couple of years. I'm feeling it back. Do you often go? Is Brazil a big place for you to go to?
I've only been once.
Really?
Yeah, man, because I don't know, don't get me started. Yeah, we had the time of our lives. It was wicked.
You've only been once?
I know, it's pathetic. But it's one of those, it's just one of those things, man. Just give me a good excuse, I'll go.
Yeah,
but I have to have a good excuse. And but Ed is your man for that.
So yeah, tell me what in the band, who's into what mainly?
Well, Ed's into that, and he'll kill me for just saying that. So I don't, God, you know what? I don't know. I lose track. I totally lose track of what everyone's listening to. I wouldn't even begin to say that, they like this and they like that and blah blah blah. I just really wouldn't. I mean, I know Johnny sends me some seriously hardcore avant-garde classical stuff sometimes, some of which I really love. Some of which is just makes me very confused. And I don't know really. Yeah, not sure.
Have you heard any of this Thundercat stuff yet?
I heard the one you played. Was it last week?
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
It was a couple of weeks ago. Oops.
Yeah.
That was great. I like that. I like his trousers. He wears some bonkers trousers, that guy.
There's a big buzz on this record. So it's Thundercat who plays the bass with Fly Low and
Steve.
And Erica.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other people. And this album is probably the most eagerly anticipated records ever, apart from a Flying Lotus album on Brainfeeder.
Yeah. There's some great stuff on Brainfeeder. Was that Raz G's records on Brainfeeder, right? I love that record.
They put out a lot of stuff. Good, man. Yeah. And they got Austin Peralta, they've got Monopoly, got tons of stuff. Anyway, press play, let's listen to Thundercat.
What, this one here?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, come on! Come on!
Don't panic, everybody stay calm.
So, Flying Lotus.
What's that about?
Well, yeah, first of all, what did you think of the Thundercat track?
It started off, I thought, oh man, my head hurts. And then it's beautiful, wow. His vocals are great, man. What a surprise. He's such a sweetie as well. It was like, listening to him was like, listening to that tune was like talking to him. Doesn't make any sense. Probably, but he'll know what I mean.
So you did a guest track on the last Flying Lotus album. Which was a fantastic record.
Hopefully,
award
I'll get
winner.
To do some more.
Yeah, you've done stuff with Mode Selector. You did a track with PJ Harvey, actually, which and she won the Mercury the other day. That's going back.
Bless her.
Good for her.
That's good, man.
Yeah, very good. Are there any other little sneaky surprise things due out that you've done that you haven't told anybody about?
Well, there's the thing with Kieran and Burial.
Oh yeah,
that we did.
Yeah, which
we're desperately trying to arrange getting together to do some more of that. But at the moment, I'm just trying to focus basically on.
How many vinyls do you do of that track, by the way?
Not many.
I know you gave us because you did the one for the Record Shop Day.
Oh yeah.
You did your Sun Ra artwork on it, and someone got that so much. That was a good deal, whoever got that.
Yeah. Oh well.
But it was great.
That's
brilliant. It was all good. I wanted to keep it for myself.
I did another one, but I don't know if I've got another one. I'll look it up.
I've got a copy as long as you just do the artwork.
Okay, well bring it.
So what else you got?
Well, I wanna basically stay focused on the Atoms for Peace thing really, and stay focused on getting it together to go out on tour with Radiohead next year. Just trying to. That's enough to be going on with. Believe me. I don't want to, because I don't want to oversaturate myself, because there's actually I'm going to have a hell of a busy year, so I'm trying to keep it together.
One of the questions that somebody wrote, actually, we should maybe play a little track off it. What's your favourite track off Blue Lines 20 years later?
Oh wow, that's God, I listened to that in the car with my kids. What's the name of it? I never know the name. That one with Trendy Wendy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
5-man army. The tricky. because it's just really deep and dark and lovely. But it's again, there's like the drum riff and the bass line on it. Spotting a pattern yet?
Blue Lines, when you first heard that, still one of your favourite records?
Yeah, but I mean that's full circle, because I mean that's when I left college and I had a job in a shop and we played basically Blue Lines, brand new heavies. Yeah. So it's kind of funny to be standing here now doing that. Isn't it?
And also the other person that but I'm a massive fan of this guy on the same sort of subject is Jeff Barrow, because when the Portishead album, when Dubbing came out, I couldn't believe that record. That was blew my socks off. Are you still in touch with him and his whole...
Yeah, well, I mean, sort of, yeah, a little bit.
I'd love a project with... I'd like a British, a really good sort of... Yeah.
Well, yeah, that would be good. I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I want to leave with a couple of tracks from the remix album. There's a Jamie XX track that you've got that we're going to hear.
That's not out yet.
Yeah. So you're going to let me play it?
I'm going to let you play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess, because what would happen is I'd like ring up loads of people going, is this all right? And they go, you tell us. And they go, oh yeah. But they probably won't. I'll probably get a bollocking tomorrow, but whatever.
Great, okay. And we're going to play the Actress mix as well, because that's a killer mix. Thom, pleasure, mate.
Thank you.
I think we're done, right?
Yeah, that's good, because I can get out of bed now.
You can get out of bed. But Thom, have a I hope it all goes really marvellously well.
Thanks,
for
Giles. Just got to keep it together as usual, as we all do.
I can't wait to see the show.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys.
Cheers, man. That was it. That was Thom Yorke and Gilles Peterson, part 2, back to back. Hopefully we're going to keep this as an annual thing. Hope you've enjoyed the music that we've played this evening. By the way, next week, Trevor Nelson is stepping up to drop some of his favourite bits here on this show while I continue my tour of Asia, in Japan, in Hong Kong, in Singapore.